This is unbelievable, my friend. A surprise signing is stirring up the NFL behind the scenes, and the Bills are at the center of it. It's the kind of move no one expected, but one that could change the face of the roster in the coming weeks. I've got the juicy details about this deal, and I'm going to reveal it all now, before it hits the big news. But first, if you're a true Bills Mafia fan, like and subscribe to the channel, because the bombshell I'm about to drop today will touch the hearts of the entire fan base. The Buffalo Bills, who have been excelling with one of the NFL's most solid lines heading into 2025, received worrying news early in Week 4. Spencer Brown, the starting right tackle, was added to the injury report after suffering a calf injury during a win against the Miami Dolphins. What seemed like a minor concern quickly turned into a more complicated scenario, as Brown still appeared on the field, playing every offensive snap of the game, maintaining his 100% participation rate. However, this injury reflects a history of physical problems that have already plagued the player, most notably a back injury at the start of training camp, which kept him out of much of his training camp at St. Louis. The news that's alarming Bills fans is that, with Brown out of practice, the stability of the offensive line, which has been one of the team's greatest strengths until now, is now being put to the test. This line, which has been one of the pillars of the Bills' success, stood out for its impressive pressure rate of just 20.7%, the lowest in the NFL to date. This allowed Josh Allen the protection he needed to execute his actions with confidence, something vital to the Bills' offense. Brown's absence, even momentary, could have a specific impact on his quarterback's protection, making the Bills' passing game more vulnerable. Coach Sean McDermott, ever optimistic, tried to enthuse the fans by stating that both Brown and other key players like Matt Milano and Ed Oliver are improving and moving in the right direction. But ultimately, the uncertainty surrounding Brown's situation puts pressure on the team, especially considering that the offensive line has been one of the most reliable so far. If Brown is unable to return for Sunday's game against the New Orleans Saints, Ryan Van DeMark would be the immediate replacement. The player, who already started 2 games last season, will be responsible for filling in for Brown, and this could be a game changer for the offensive line's performance. Van DeMark's experience may be a learning experience, but nothing replaces the physical presence of a player with Spencer Brown's stature and impact. Furthermore, the expectation of how he will perform against the Saints' defense could be a crucial test for his career and for the Bills. The big question that remains is, will the Bills be able to maintain their offensive line without Spencer Brown? The match against the Saints, which promises to be a high-intensity game, will be crucial for the team to demonstrate resilience and adaptability. Every detail will be crucial for Buffalo's offense to continue flowing and for New Orleans' defense to prevent Brown's absence from taking advantage. The answer to this question could even shape the Bills' season, as the offensive line has been one of their greatest strengths so far. Furthermore, Brown's injury exposes a potential weakness in a team that, until now, seemed invulnerable. The team needs to adapt quickly and find ways to maintain its quality of play if the right tackle is unable to play. The pressure on quarterback Josh Allen could increase, and how the team handles this challenge will be indicative of its maturity throughout the season. The New Orleans Saints defense, known for its intensity and ability to pressure opposing quarterbacks, could take advantage of this potential weakness in Buffalo's offensive line. It will take much more than simple adaptation to deal with this new dynamic, and the Bills will need to demonstrate they are capable of reacting and protecting their explosive star, Allen. In a league as competitive as the NFL, where every win and every loss counts, Spencer Brown's absence could be a game changer. Will the Bills be able to find the chemistry necessary to keep their offensive line among the best in the league, even without their trusted pillar? Or could this injury compromise the team's rhythm for the rest of the season? And if Spencer Brown's absence already puts the front office on alert, the defensive situation is no different, and could even lead Buffalo to consider bold moves in the trade market. In a season marked by ups and downs, the Buffalo Bills are once again facing unexpected challenges. The defense, always a cornerstone of the team, is now facing a critical juncture, with significant injuries and absences that jeopardize its performance for the rest of the season. With Ed Oliver sidelined, the Bills' defensive line is feeling the impact of these losses, and the need for reinforcements has never been more evident. Amidst this uncertain scenario, a light appears at the end of the tunnel. Mazy Smith, the former Dallas Cowboys first-round pick, could be the answer to Buffalo's problems. Smith, a 2023 draft pick, had all the makings of a key player on the Texans' defensive line, but his trajectory so far has been anything but. After a quiet start and a series of underwhelming performances, the defender has become the target of criticism, and patience in Dallas appears to have run out. However, it is precisely in this context that the Buffalo Bills see an opportunity. The proposal to add Smith to the defense could be a strategic one, a bold move aimed at capitalizing on the player's potential, something he hasn't yet demonstrated during his brief tenure with the Cowboys. Although Smith will have a quiet debut in 2025, the Bills see more in his talent, believing he can develop with the right coaching coaching, and a more supportive team environment. In this sense, the addition of Mazy Smith could be the boost the Bills' defense needs to regain dominance. The big question now is whether this gamble is worth it. Trading a draft pick for a player who has underperformed and has been considered a disappointment in recent years is not an easy decision. However, the Bills may have a strategic advantage. If the Cowboys decided to release Smith, Buffalo could sign him without losing valuable draft capital, bringing him in solely for practice time and giving him a chance to recover away from the pressure that surrounded him in Dallas. The possibility of bringing Mazy Smith to Buffalo offers both risks and rewards. On the one hand, if the defender can turn things around, he could be a crucial piece in strengthening the Bills' defensive line, already weakened by injuries and suspensions. On the other hand, if he continues to follow the same inconsistent path, the gamble could be seen as a failed attempt to address a current weakness. What makes this situation even more interesting is the fact that the Bills, in 2025, already present themselves as a promising team, with an explosive offense and a defense that, when healthy, is one of the most feared in the league. The return of Ed Oliver and the strengthening of other areas could be decisive in determining whether Smith's addition truly adds what the defense needs. However, with the defensive line already feeling the impact of absences and focused on finding more consistency, a significant reinforcement could be exactly what the Bills need to become even more balanced for a while. For Buffalo fans, the question lingers. Can Mazy Smith be the finishing touch for the Bills' defense? Will he be able to demonstrate the brilliance he's yet to demonstrate in Dallas? If so, he could become a key player in transforming the defensive line into one of the most feared in the league. If not, the Bills will have to continue searching for answers to strengthen a department that, while still capable, is feeling the effects of injuries. The next few days will be crucial in understanding Smith's future in Buffalo. The trade, if it happens, could be the decisive move that determines the course of the Bills' defense for the rest of the season. For the franchise and its fans, this is a golden opportunity to strengthen a department that needs stability, and Mazy Smith could be exactly what's needed to achieve that goal. As the transfer market heats up, Bills fans will be keeping a close eye on every move. After all, the 2025 season is still open, and a player like Smith could be the difference that puts Buffalo on the path to defensive supremacy. But a big question remains. With injuries on the defensive line and the potential arrival of Mazy Smith to bolster the department, will the Buffalo Bills be able to maintain their defensive strength while facing these absences? Or will Smith's arrival be crucial to stabilizing the team and reaching its full potential in 2025? Leave your opinion here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Buffalo Bills news.